Good morning, Academy 55. There we go on here on Thursday, the 4th of September. It's now 4 minutes to 8 in the morning here in the UK. Looking for the Academy 55 signals and strategy on the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame. So before we go ahead, there is some Swiss news at 8 o'clock that might make the markets move a little bit. We will see that in due course, but in the meantime, let's turn the indicators off and go on to the daily time frame. We're on the daily now. These are old zones drawn up, so we'll get rid of those and open this out on the daily. There's that trend line I drew for myself. It's still underneath that, so we can more or less think that price is not venturing above that, so it might come to these highs again. We could have a little bit of imbalance here, just on that little bit there. But if we go down to the 4-hourly, indeed, that has drawn that out. We have got a little bit of imbalance there, so we're going to draw that out. On this candle here, just that little bit of the candle. That's a bit of imbalance that needs to be filled. But also I can see we got a little bit down here as well. So there is choices to be made. Or are they going to do this during London opening? Just that little bit there. Settings. Get the right. It's by FVG, which stands for fair value gap. But as you can see, the last 16 hours we've been going down. So maybe during the London session we will go back up again, perhaps get into these areas here. That's what is the scenario. So we will draw any lines of interest. Actually, we'll do that on the hourly, I think. Look for any lines. And there is no peaks as such. I guess this area here is an area of interest because it's held its line there, and yet it was responded off that area there. So we will definitely keep that one, but that's about it really. So go down to the 5-minute time frame. Put our candles back on, and as you can see, we have entered the buy zone, which is here. And we have a sell zone up there. So I'm going to put the indicators back on. So we've gone into the buy zone now. And this is the scenario we're looking for a buy. That's the sort of scenario we're looking at. So we're going to turn on our MT4. Make sure you've got your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple, your all important 1%, and So we're looking for the next buy because we've been in the buy zone. So this is where we are at the moment. Right. I was pretty quick there because I thought things might start to happen, but we are still on that sell, which actually might go a bit deeper because take the indicators off a minute. Go on the 15-minute because we got that imbalance there. Also, we got more recent imbalances under here. What does the latest hourly candle say? Well, the last one was a big indecision candle, which doesn't help us really. They're deciding basically what to do, whether to carry on up or continue this motion down. There's no immediate imbalances down here or up there, so we'll go back to the minute. Okay. Put our indicators back on. Put our MT4 back on. Now we're going sideways. That news didn't come to much, as we can see. This is the 8 o'clock candle. We did get a bit of a bad news for the euro because of that news. But at the end of the day, it only went 4 or 5 pips. Right, so, right. This is where I want my stop loss. We've got a buy alert. The wave just turned green. Sorry, the wave just turned green. The volume ribbon just turned green. We've got a buy alert. A quick look on the we just filled out that imbalance on that candle there. Is that what it was? That? Oh, right. Okay, so I'm going to go for a buy. 3.8 pips stop loss between my stop loss and my entry. Going to draw it up on 3.8, which is I was anticipating the trend line turning red. My 2-to-1 is now up to there. And that's where I am in the scheme of things. Let's have a quick look on the 5-minute. There's no imbalances, but are we going to rejoin the high up here? Certainly hope so. But we got that support and resistance line there that prices are sort of hugging around. But we're in the trade now, accepting a 1% loss or a 2% gain, whatever transpires. We've been into the buy zone. So we know we're giving ourselves 75% chance of success, but we're well in touch with the fact that we could be looking at a 1% loss. Because we see lots of sideways movement. Which we know happens 80% of the time. But if we get our 1% loss, it's no big problem. Myself, I've got family commitments, so I won't be coming back later on today. This is my one and only trade for today because of my lifestyle and my commitments today. So win or lose, I either lose 1% today or I gain 2%. And this is where we are. Price is kind of hugging that purple line. I was hoping for a bit of a volume rush, but didn't seem to happen. There is not much volume, and we could be seeing this sort of movement, and the banks could turn this into a stop hunt if no big whales come in to invest. That anticipated trend line could turn green at any time now. I'd like to see it get above these levels here, really. But I guess we'll see. I'm going to go on silent for a while. And if anything happens, obviously I'll come back and I'll let you guys talk to you guys. So as you can see, sadly, I've just been taken out with commissions and stuff. My stop loss was actually up there, just a little smidge, and yeah, we're going sideways. The anticipated trend to go up didn't happen, and we went sideways and continuing to go deeper. So that's a 1% loss, unfortunately, but like I said before, no big deal. If my lifestyle allowed it, I'd come back later on today, because we know that this is all sideways movement now. So this is not the ideal time to trade at the moment. We want to see a bit more clarity on price breaking out of this sideways and trending one way or the other, but we haven't got that at the moment. Because price went into the buy zone down there, we did I did anticipate perhaps a buy trend pursuing, but we did actually get into more sideways action, unfortunately, to take a 1% loss. But like I said before, that's no big deal. If my lifestyle allowed it, I'd come back later on today, but I can't very well do that. But that's no problem, because that's all part of having a low monthly target to aim for. No big deal. But the most important thing is to learn why price did what it did, and to recognize the fact that because we got this sideways movement going, and we was anticipating, just like we was anticipating the trend line to go green, I was also anticipating a bit of a breakout of this area here because of the time of the day and everything, but it didn't happen, as you saw. And now we've got more consolidation going on. So the way it goes, 1% loss, not a big deal. I keep saying. So what I do now is I go to my trusty monthly. At the moment, I've done well Tuesday and Wednesday. Yesterday afternoon, I had a trade. Those on with me in my live last night knew that I didn't take a trade, but I had two successful trades, and now I've got one not successful trade. So what I do is I take a screenshot of this, copy link, then I paste my link in there. This is my screenshot. I was on the EUR USD between 8 and 9 in the morning here in the UK. Thursday, the 4th, I had a buy. Didn't win, unfortunately. So I lost 1%. And now, obviously, I had 4% growth. I've now got 3% growth. And this is my journal. that we make for all members. As you can see, there's screenshots for everyone, every one of the trades. This is my winning trade from yesterday in the afternoon. And go way back to February 2024, actually. All the months are there. And this is what the members get. You can take this, download that, and make it your own. Delete all the information and make your own. Or just look at mine, whatever you want to do. But I do strongly advise you'll make your own journals, because that's how you really learn your own personal consistency. So we're heading off into the buy zone again. Sometimes the second buy is a bit stronger than the first one, if there is going to be another buy. But regardless of that, I'm not going to be taking part in that. What I'm going to do instead is open up the chat. If anybody's got a question, text it in there in the room with us, or if you're watching us on YouTube, you can actually text there and I'll see that also. But because of all the sideways movement, I've been put off future trading at this time because of all this. Doesn't mean to say that we will get a trend break, because we often do this time of the day. But just like here, it was more anticipating the break, and it never happened. And all along, just like I go back to the 4-hourly time frame again, all along, just like the last, since 6 o'clock yesterday evening, in fact, are they still coming down, possibly to meet this area down here? We don't know. But usually, more occasions than not, if there has been what we call the Asian session that starts midnight last night in the UK, if they've been slowly selling off, usually during the London session they reverse that trend and buy. But are they going to get down here first before they do that? Or are they going to pick up orders in this buy zone? If there's enough orders, then they will go and do this one first. In whatever case scenario that will be, I'm going to be taking a watching brief, because you wouldn't want to take that sell there, because we know we're in a buy zone. And we just take the 1% loss on the chin. yeah, deeper sells ensuing. They're either going to bounce or break off this line here, or perhaps tap into this, depending on what the dollar does, obviously. If the dollar's regaining strength, then we'll see this more go even more, fall even more. But if the dollar loses strength, then we will get this scenario where price will once again rally on the euro and go up to these areas here. Right, we have no questions, so I'm going to take this opportunity in saying thank you very much for being on today, and hope you have a very, very good day, and we'll meet again at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, hang on. How's saying have a good day. You too, Anna. Thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.